I almost went down yesterday too.
All right, Chad, start off.
Well, Tampa RAF 07 was a success. For me and Izzy and Eric, this is what we set out to do, was change the sport of wrestling. We tell you guys this every time. And we saw in the fan zone today, all the kids. It was great to see, Arman and Georgio wrestle today and finish the match. And obviously Colby here. I think Colby has done a great job for promoting the sport of wrestling and bringing eyes to it as the ultimate competitor. So I'm proud of what we accomplished today. I thought this was our biggest crowd. So highest revenue in tickets, most attended, and we'll find out from Fox, but I'm guessing we break our records every week.
Everybody criticizes, sometimes the way Chad and I and Eric and our whole teams think about the main event, but I'll tell you what, that was a main event for a reason. Yep. And there was a co-main event for a reason. These guys put it on the line. They're bringing notoriety to the sport. They're bringing fans to the sport. I mean, there's kids in here that want to be wrestlers because they see what's going on out there, and that's exactly why we did this. And we can't forget, we got Hulk Hogan on our side in his backyard.
Eric.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hats off to Chad and Izzy, because it took a big set of balls, excuse my language, to book this match, especially the rematch, the way things went down. It was a very, very high risk move, and it paid big dividends. So congratulations, guys. It was a big decision and a good one. So I appreciate it very much.
I'd also say Hulk would be watching this and going to Eric, me and Izzy, going, "Well done, brother, brothers." And yeah, so.
Mike. All right, let's open up to questions.
Colby, I want to start with you. Congratulations. What was that like going in there with Dillon? You guys built this up pretty good, and then you went in there and you performed the way you performed. How would you describe what this night was to you?
Yeah, this night was everything on the Real American Freestyle mat. That was a world champion out there. That's a guy that scared Khabib into hiding. 27 Dagestanis had to attack him at the UFC event. So, he has the strength of 27 men, but the strength of 27 men doesn't equal Colby Covington. So that's why, I got the win tonight.
And of course, Arman Tsarukyan won the main event, and he called you out. He said, "We used to go to the same gym, but I never saw him there. Colby, I want to wrestle you." What's your response to Arman's call out?
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'd love to dunk him, give him a wedgie and, stuff him in a locker.
It sounded like he had an awful big fan base here, though. Did you hear people getting behind him?
I did, man.
I think it'll be a hell of a story, hell of a great match.
I love it, man. It's a great angle. I think it's a great storyline. We did used to train together at one point at American Top Team, so, I think it's a great matchup. The only one that has to sign off on is UFC, so, as long as UFC signs off, we can make that happen, but right now they're blocking it. So, I'm going to have a talk with Hunter Campbell in Miami when UFC comes to Miami in a couple weeks, and we're going to get this situated, because this is the fight the fans want. This is the match that RAF deserves, and it's the biggest match that we can do.
And then for Chad and Izzy, you heard Arman call it Colby, and you guys say all the time, every match is on the table. What was your reaction to that? Did you see, that's a great main event for one of these upcoming cards?
Izzy and I already, to be frank, we've all thought about it in the past, right? So it's a great matchup. These two guys are the ultimate promoters, right? And people forget, if you're watching Arman wrestle, he can wrestle. Colby Covington was an All-American. And you watch him, and I got to give Dillon Danis props too, because Dillon Danis showed up today and showed that he can wrestle. So I think the matchup is a great matchup. I would love to watch it on TV. Arman and Colby both on the press conference, throughout the promotion, as well as on the mats.
And then for you, Eric, controversy creates cash. New York Times bestseller, we all know it. But there was probably a part of you that was like, I hope this doesn't happen again. You got the rematch, it was a huge event. Was a part of you relieved that there was respect between the two guys at the end of it? What was your reaction to how everything unfolded, and then them two sort of hugging it out and putting everything behind them?
Total freaking relief. That's the only way I can sum it up. I was just relieved to see it. It's all I hoped for coming into this, really, was that we got a finish. That we sent the fans home having seen a match with a definitive finish. As a promoter, that's all you can hope for, and we got that and more. So it was a good night.
For Colby, you got a big pop tonight here in Tampa. After your win, you thanked Hulk Hogan. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, last time I was in Tampa, I had Hulk Hogan walk me out to my fight. So, I have a lot of love for him. He's the king of Tampa. Everybody loves him. He's beloved here. So it was an honor to represent Hulk. I know he's, upstairs, smiling down on this promotion right now. This is a promotion he started with Chad, and it was just an honor to go out there and represent Hulk and his beer. This beer is for Hulk. He started it with Terry Francis and Chad Bronstein. So, I want to carry on the legacy of Hulk, and I hope he's looking down on us proud tonight.
Arman, you got a win tonight. You got the takedown against Georgio. How are you feeling right now? At that match, well, how did you feel during the match?
Feeling great, and now it's 2-0. I put the point, and now and no any more influencer bodybuilders. Now it's like real wrestlers or fighters.
Are you going to collect the same cake from him?
Yeah, he told me, and he shake me second time in my hands and said, and this time I'm gonna give you your 10K. So I don't need it so much that 10K, but from him I'll take it, and give it for the charity or something.
One last one for me. Colby Covington here, you called him out. Is that something that you really want?
Yeah, I want Colby Covington because he has a couple victories, and he's a superstar in UFC, and he's a legit wrestler, and I want to beat him, and I know my skills, I can beat him. And he told everybody that he wrestled me in the gym, and maybe he misunderstood it wasn't me, so someone else.
No, it was definitely you, bro. Come on. You know it was you.
Come on, bro.
We trained together
I've never
at
trained
Come
with
on,
you.
bro. Don't
I've
lie.
seen you in the gym, but we never wrestled.
No, we wrestled. I swear on my life, we wrestled on it.
Bro,
Hey, I got respect.
come
You're a
on, there's
great-
like
you're a
thousands
great
of
wrestler.
Dagestani and Chechen guys will look so similar, like. But bro, like, nobody beat me in the ATT, and especially you and the wrestling.
I guess that's what we're gonna find out soon in the RAF mat.
Yeah, let's do it. You have a just good cardio, that's all. So.
That's it, you think?
Bro, like, Dillon Danis almost beat your ass. How do you give him points, bro? He has 0 freestyle wrestling. How do you give him points, bro?
You won
Like,
by default points.
Bro, if I was
You're
you, I
wrestling
wouldn't even
influencers.
talk about freestyle
He's a world
wrestling.
champion, bro. He scared Khabib. He could beat Khabib. Connor knew that fucking Dillon Danis could beat
Bro,
Khabib.
I'm
The
gonna
people knew it.
grapple
Everybody
with
knew it.
Dillon Danis next week, and then like
think he's gonna choke you out.
I'm not even worried about grappling, but like you wrestle him.
Bro, you ain't worried about grappling. You just grappled the flyweight, bro.
Bro, I
You guys
can
125 pounds. How can you pride yourself on beating a
because I
125
can
pounds?
wrestle anybody. Shara, 84 kg,
But you
57
shouldn't be picking on little
kg.
guys, though.
I can wrestle anybody,
You shouldn't pick on little
anywhere.
guys, though, Arman.
Okay, let's make it happen.
Okay, let's do it, bro. Come on. Hunter Campbell, this is the greatest promotion on God's green earth right now, is RAF. So let's make it happen. Hopefully Hunter Campbell and Dana White will sign off in it, and this will be the highest level wrestling match you've ever seen. Arman Tsarukyan versus Colby Covington.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you're fighting different. You're fighting 170, and I'm fighting 155. So I don't want to go 170 like at least like 6-7 years. I want to keep my. I want to get my belt in 155 and stay there. So Hunter, no worries. I'm not gonna go up and beat him I just beat him in the wrestling. So.
Right here.
Izzy, obviously this is amazing. I feel like RAF's like kind of crossed the threshold here. What's it feel like for the two or three of you guys sitting in the middle of these two superstars in Tampa, having Hulk, in your hearts? What's it feel like with you three men kind of going through this tonight?
It's a surreal feeling, but it's a reality. We have the best team around us. Chad and Eric, and then the people that come off of each branch of the hardest workers, our investors, Fox News. Harley. There's just so many guys that just keep pushing this thing forward. Hulk was an inspiration, and it's just sometimes you just push, and you push because it's going to be great, and I think we're showing the world that it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I'll second that. Hulk got to meet Harley's in the back and Arjan from Left Lane Capital, but I told him about this idea a long time ago, and we were doing the beer, and he's like, I want to do this wrestling league with you guys, and he pushed, so he flew down to Tampa, met Eric and Izzy, and without the partners that we have, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Also, Colby and Arman's manager agent texted me at 2 in the morning one night from Pat Downey and said, Arman wants to wrestle. And so thank you for Sweet for making that introduction, and I feel blessed to have these two guys and help us build the sport.
Right here, Danis.
My first question is for Colby. Colby, coming off such an impressive, dominant victory against Luke Rockhold where you shut him out, were you surprised that somebody less credentialed like Dillon Danis was able to get some points against you tonight?
No, I wasn't surprised. He's a strong guy, he has the strength of like 37 Dagestanis, so he's a strong guy, world champion, he scared Khabib into retirement. Everybody knows he would have beat Khabib, so, he's a tough guy. He was a tough challenge, and, I had to do what I had to do to get the win. A lot of people underestimated him, and, I kind of was going into the match, and you should never underestimate any man. We all tie our shoes. We're all here on God's green earth, so, I may take it more serious next time.
And he stepped into your role tonight, obviously. You guys kind of teased it a little bit. Would you actually be open to going into his world and doing something in the BJJ realm?
Absolutely. I told him, that I appreciate him stepping up on short notice and coming into my realm and my world. I'd like to go into his world. If he wants to grapple, I'd love to do it after he grapples Arman. He has a grappling match coming up with Arman in a couple weeks, so whoever wins that, maybe we can settle in the grappling mat in the near future.
And then a question for Arman. I don't know if you saw your potential UFC rival, Ilia Topuria, just signed a deal with Rashard Mill. You're a huge watch collector. What do you think it's going to take for you to get a watch deal for that? And is there a company you would like to get signed by?
I have enough money to buy it, so I don't need to be an ambassador. So I don't need a gift for them. So I can go to the store and buy as much as it costs, So thank you, RL, as well for that.
Arman back here. Before RAF 6, at the pre-match press conference, I asked you about some comments Ilia Topuria made, saying that you would panic in a fight with him, and you said, let me beat the bodybuilder, and that'll answer that question. Now you beat him twice. Can we get that response? Can we get the answer to what Ilia Topuria had to say about you?
So he has a coming up fight, and now he's saying, yeah, if UFC tell me fight Arman, I'll take it. But he has a fight coming up. I'm a backup for that fight. I'm gonna be ready if something happen. I'll take that chance and jump in. And I'm gonna stay active. Maybe I'll do RAF next month or maybe in the May. So we'll see when Colby Covington is ready. When he's gonna be done with his drinking beer and lay down on the beach and do extra exercises during the night. So
I'm doing what real American patriots would do, drinking real American beer. Hey, if you want to become 200% American, Arman, you need a real American beer zero.
Yeah, bro.
This isn't gonna affect your cardio, bro.
Bro, you have already stomach. There is no six packs anymore, bro. Like,
Bro,
you gotta get. I'm not Dillon Danis. First of all, I'm a legit wrestler, so you gotta keep training.
I'm not a bodybuilder influencer. I'm a legit wrestler and a 4-time challenger in the UFC.
Yes, you are, but if you're gonna keep doing the same thing, you're gonna lose me. But
No,
so
I'm
I'm saying I wanna have
I'm
like a real wrestling match. So keep training.
Oh, no,
And for the question, so yeah, I'm ready for Ilya, no matter when. But like I know UFC has a different plans for me, so after White House, they're gonna announce who I'm gonna fight next.
What about your plans to save the featherweight division?
So there is, I'm still on it. So if they tell me you gotta fight for 145, I'll do it. But I needed like 4 months for get ready for that cut weight.
All right, 2 more questions around that.
Test. Colby, you had said that the UFC, you and Arman had talked to the UFC about potentially wrestling each other. Did those conversations actually start happening? And if so, what exactly is the holdup?
Yeah. I went to Hunter Campbell right away. I said, hey man, I want to wrestle Arman in RAF. It's the biggest match we can do in RAF. And since you don't have plans for him in the lightweight division right now, they kind of have him on hold and icing him. Let's wrestle. Let him stay in shape and get ready for his next title fight. And let's do a high-level match, an Armenian versus an American. It's going to be a high-level match and the biggest match RF can do. So I've had those discussions with Hunter. I'm going to have more discussions with him in 2 weeks in Miami, and we're going to get this settled because I want this match. RF wants this match. I know Arman wants this match. So let's do it.
And the good news is they're both signed to multi-match deals, so anything can happen.
And you had also, teased, mentioned maybe being at the White House card, even if you're not actually fighting. Is there any further details you can give about that?
Yeah, they just didn't give me the opportunity. I think they spent so much money on renting out the White House, they couldn't pay their top fighters like me. So it's all good. You know, it's a great thing for people that haven't been to the White House. I brought my world championship belt to the sitting president in the Oval Office. I went to the White House on many occasions for election night, so it's not a big deal. I go to the White House whenever I want.
Bo Nicolette said you were supposed to fight him at 185. Is that accurate or?
That's fake news, bro. I'm a 70-pounder, man. I walk around at 190 pounds. You know, I was eating the buffet before stepping on the scale this morning, you know, weighing in at 195. So, you know, my weight is welterweight. If he wants to come down to welterweight, I'll break him. He's not a fighter. He's a competitor. He's a bozo.
All right, thank you.
That's a wrap. Thanks.
For me too, Bobby, I need a ticket for White House. Make sure I'll go there too.
I got you, bro.
Thank you.
You're a great American.
Trump, give me a ticket.
Guys, we thank you guys a lot. You know, we truly are, and we also. I just want to give Arman a shout out. You know, he came out here and he did his thing, and you know, he made sure the fight went down. His staff, his team were first class, and the same with Georgio. You know, it was awesome to watch these guys put it on the line, and Dillon, Danis, and Colby. These guys all know what this means for the sport of wrestling. That ultimately, at the end of the day, every one of these guys, these co-main and main, they did this for the sport of wrestling because wrestling is bigger than each and every one of us. We are doing this for the future of America, future of wrestling around the world, and I appreciate every one of these guys.
And I'll say this, they sat there for 2 hours today. A lot of you guys were there at the fan zone and made sure every kid got an autograph and a picture. So I don't know what anyone else is saying, but these two guys are welcome on our organization anytime.
You're the man! Let's go!